All right, so today we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the Latercase for the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4. All right, so let's go ahead and jump straight into it. Galaxy Z Flip Latercase. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be the Cyber Edition. I'm not sure if they only make one edition of the Latercase for the foldables, but this is what it is. Currently awaiting that one for the fold, man. If they do, as soon as they get it to me, you know I'm bringing you that video. Ultra thin, feather light, superior texture, and stronger than steel. All right, so let's go ahead and get this out now. This is what I've been waiting on because we know, man, cases for the foldables is a little bit of a challenge. I want to see how a carbon fiber-ish case fits because guess what? Samsung didn't make their official Aramid fiber case, which is one of their best cases last year. They didn't make it again. I'm not 100% sure why, but hopefully this can take that place and this right here can actually live on my Z Flip 4. All right, so let's go ahead and bring the Flip over here and let's go ahead and take a look at the case. Now, you know this is going to be that thin type of carbon fiber material. You're going to get the cutouts. As you can see, you get the cutout for your flash. I like how they did that because I'm going to talk a little bit more about the cutout, but I like how they made it closed so it just tops that actual display but left that cutout right there. I like the way they did that. On the inside, you can see there, you're going to get this little strip for that adhesive, aka the little friction pad. It's not really adhesive, it's more so like a friction pad. So same thing with the back version over here. You get that Latercase brand, you get that little strip right here for the pad, and we'll see how everything is open and closed and what they got going on once we get it slapped on the phone. But a little tip that I want to share, man, go get yourself like some electronic wipes, some type things like this. And I always like to do this when it comes to these case reviews because for foldables, because we know it's challenging when we are talking about it. So I like to just wipe them down at the areas where the adhesive, the little friction pad will be up there. It just lets you to clean your surface of your phone so you can get the best friction, the best, adhesion possible. So you just rub that down a little bit, and then I'm looking for my other, had to get my cloth. So I need to rub this down and then just dry it off, all right? Just dry it off. And I found that kind of helps just with how these cases just fit and adhere to the actual phone itself. So we'll go ahead and take that pad off, and let's go ahead and snap this on, all right? You want to press it down in that area where that pad is. All right, and that seems like it's up there too. Same thing on the back. All right, put that down. Let's go ahead and pull this adhesion pad here. Let's pop it on here. Scoot them up. Make sure you scoot both of them up, and then you want to press right here the areas where it is, and there we go. All right. You still can kind of get them off if you pull hard. All right, you can still get it off if you can pull hard. I just wish that can be, I wish these foldable cases can just nail that because I know that's the biggest challenge when it comes to these cases is having that friction pad and, it's gonna eventually end up separating on you over time. I wish there was a way that we could find out just the way to snap these on so they don't move. So let's go ahead and step through the actual case itself. So on that front display, just like I stated, you can see that how everything is. Now, it's not thick enough to protect those cameras if I'm not mistaken, all right? It looks like the camera still protrudes out a little bit over the actual case itself because the case is so thin. So that's something to take into account. Just like any other Latercase or anything for any other device, it's gonna, it's gonna be protection, but it's gonna be some areas that are gonna be exposed when you were talking about running a thin case like this. All right, it's just what it is with this style case. So that's what you can expect from the front, but I like how they had the accurate cutout around the screen and just gives you that little pinhole cutout. I love the way that looks. On the sides here, you can see you're gonna get just a cutout for your power button fingerprint and your volume up and down. So you're gonna get a separate. This side completely closed, and flipping it over on the bottom, you're gonna get the cutout for your speakers down here and your ports, and everything is cut out nicely. And you can see right here by the Type-C port, it is gonna be a little bit exposed right there. Not sure if that bothers you, man. Me, honestly, it doesn't really bother me that much when we are talking about coming to this case, all right? So when you're talking about putting it down, I believe it's still gonna be resting on those cameras, all right? So you got to make sure you be careful when you put it down like this. Most of us aren't doing that. You're putting your flip down just like this, okay? Lay on tear protection. Does it have any type of lip that goes around it, man? Very, very thin protection. So you really aren't going to get that much of lip when you are talking about it. Now, when you're talking about popping it on and off, it comes off fairly easy. I would have loved to seen those adhesive pads just stick a little better, but I know that's the challenge, man. A lot, they want to make it to where it's not a permanent thing, but they want to make it to where it's not going to slide. But I feel like it's going to slide. You know what I mean? It's just It's just the bad part about these, man. When it comes to these cases, it's just going to slide. And I don't know if there's any way that you can combat it without the design of the actual case giving you some type of a mechanism that connects these two together to pull the tension. So when you do slide it, it's all kind of like a one-piece design. I know only one brand who's done that, man. I haven't seen anybody else who's done it, but I would love to see that type of engineering come into play when it comes to these type cases. So that's what you're going to get. Now you can pop them off fairly easy. All right. These aren't going to be up there super duper strong. You'll be able to pop them off just fine when it comes off, just as easy as you saw right there. So not the tightest fit, you know, very thin, but it's something to always talk about, man. I am always straight up honest with any case that I get sent. It doesn't matter who it's from. In lieu, if they're watching this team at the Unbox Therapy team, I know it's a challenge, man. I have to be critical when it comes to these cases because cases aren't cheap. All right. We like to have them to where hopefully this can be cleared up to where you slide it and it doesn't move. I don't know if you make the whole inside a friction pad. I'm not 100% sure, but I do wish more, and not just them. I'm talking to all the case companies out there, man, because I review so many, but this problem, it doesn't exist just with the Latercase. It exists with a bunch of cases out there when it comes to the flips and the folds. So something to take into account when we are talking about these cases, all right? Bring a wireless charging over here. Pop it down on wireless charging. I'm sure it is going to work just fine on wireless charging. So here it is, man. This is going to be the Latercase for the Z Flip 4. I love this thing, man. If this just had a little bit more of a sturdier way, you know what I mean, just to stay put, this thing would not leave my flip, man. But just, you know, I've been finding myself running these phones naked because of the issue when it comes to cases and foldables. I just wish it could all be cleaned up, but I'm pretty sure it's coming, man. I'm pretty sure we will get just exactly what we asked for when it comes to these case manufacturers. So you already know, man, link to the Latercase will be down below if you do want to go out there and grab yourself up one. One of the thinnest cases on the market, and I like thin when it comes to foldables because these phones are already big enough. I don't want to bulk it up anymore. So you already know, man, flexes, if you made it to the end of this video, y'all be safe. Catch you on the next one. Later.